Good morning. Happy Monday, if it is Monday when you're watching this. If it's not, don't worry about it. Happy whatever day it happens to be. I'm so glad you're joining me. So this is our very first video for the new yoga venture we've got going on, our online community of Yoga to Go. What that is, I'm sure you all know, is an online subscription series. So we are creating a community while continuing our home practice and sort of getting the best of all sorts of different yoga worlds, of having private lesson instructions, home videos and classes that you can do at your own pace and your own time, and then also getting to be a part of this beautiful tribe that you all are helping me create. So thank you so much for being here with me. Today, we are starting to think about spring. So last night, as I record this, two nights ago was our daylight savings time. So we sprung forward, which means we lost that hour, and I know if you're like me, you're probably reeling from it a little bit. Those extra hours of sleep mean a great deal to me, so I was sad to lose it. But the beautiful thing about spraying forward is it means we're getting more light, more energy, more opening throughout our day. As you can tell, it's already bright and sunny here in Texas. A little chilly, but it is spring, so that's okay. And I am certainly very excited to continue to invite that light in. So that's what we're going to focus on. Today, we're going to think about cleansing and clearing, as well as opening up and creating space and creating a lightness or a joyousness in our energy as we invite spring and daylight back into our lives. So take a second, get settled, get whatever it is you need. I've got a nice blanket rocking out today. I've also got my tea ready and this sweet little kitten who's going to have to scooch off the mat here in just a second. Once you feel confident and comfortable, you've found your space and your time, we are actually going to start this practice in a nice wide-legged child's pose. So, at your pace, go ahead and find yourself on your mat with your knees nice and wide and your toes together. Let your hips sink down to your heels, and then stretch your belly out long. So we want to think about letting our torso fall right between your thighs. Arms stretch out long ahead of you, and your forehead can rest down on the floor. If that is uncomfortable for you, you can always turn and rest an ear to the floor. You can also take a blanket or a block underneath your forehead. Sometimes that makes it just a little easier to breathe or a little easier to relax down into your space. And once we're there, I really want you to think about letting go of your body weight. So we want to be able to find that energy of release, to let our chest melt down. Find that stretch through your armpits. And then imagine that you can feel your breath traveling all the way down your spine. So we're going to maintain that wide-legged child's pose for a couple more breaths. Really letting yourself sink in and get settled here. So start to think about feeling that release through your shins and your ankles, and the space behind your knees. Give yourself permission to relax and open through those inner and outer hips and thighs. Feel your belly button drop down to the floor, and feel your chest line and your collarbone drop down to the floor. And find that nice long extension through your arms, so you can even inchworm your fingertips out just a little further. A little more length, a little more expression through the back of your shoulders. As we start to find this energy of sinking down into your mat, almost as though you were a seed being planted. And begin to draw your mind to your body. Notice how it feels here. If you're practicing in the morning with me, you might be a little stiff, a little stagnant. It might be a little hard to come into this first pose. Maybe if you're coming to your practice at the end of the day, it feels really incredible to get settled. Perfect for your body, but maybe a little more difficult for your mind to release. So just notice where you're holding on. Whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. Take a nice deep breath in all the way down to your tailbone. And on your exhale, start to let that go. Good. Give yourself 3 more deep breaths, just like that. Last one. Good, and we're going to keep our low body just exactly where it is. And then let your upper body walk over to the right. So walk your palms to the side, shift your torso. Maybe even take your left hand on top of right as you sink down into the mat, down onto that thigh. Go ahead and walk yourself across all the way to the left. Maybe restacking your palms, letting your ears fall right between your arms. And then come on back to center, melting through. Maybe feel just a little more release coming back. Take one more round of breath. And then using your inhale, using the strength and power in your legs and your belly, start to peel back up. We're going to find a nice easy tabletop right here. So palms under shoulders, knees under hips, press down through the tops of your feet. Finding our cat-cow tilts on our inhale, let your belly button drop, tailbone lift, chest and neck strengthen forward. Exhale, round your spine, scoop your pelvis under, look to your belly button. Take a few more just like that. Inhale, opening up your calf for cow. Exhale, rounding your spine for cat. And we start to strengthen through our spine, strengthen through our abdominals. As we stretch and test that range of motion. Go ahead and give yourself 2 more. The spinal movement and spinal function is so important. After that second round, we'll come right back to center. From here, go ahead and tuck your toes, press your hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog. So this might be your very first down dog of the day or of the week if you're practicing on Monday with me. So feel free to take a little movement, a little wiggle here. You can pedal your knees, you can shake your head, sway your hips. Maybe even undulate or round through your spine. Whatever feels right or feels natural for one more round of breath. And then allow yourself to become settled. Allow your weight to become steady and even across palms and feet. Through toes and fingertips. Head and neck relax and drop, and your shoulder blades roll down your spine. On your next inhale, we're going to come forward through a plank or a push-up. So we're going to stay nice and strong, starting to build that fire, build that strength as we burn away some of that excess from the winter. Take one more round of breath. And then we'll drop our knees down to the mat. We're going to lower down, squeezing elbows in nice and tight so your chest comes right to the middle. Maybe give your little kitten a kiss if she's in your way, like mine is. And then inhale, lift your heart. Find that baby cobra. So just chest and chin lift. Shoulder blades hook down, elbows tight. Strong through our back body. Press down through your toenails. Yep, that was a tail to the eye. I'm glad you guys caught that. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to press the mat away, moving through tabletop. And come back through down dog. So we're going to take that one more time, just like that. Inhale pulls us forward to plank. We're going to hold here, full round of breath. You got it. Good. Drop your knees down to the mat, elbows tight as we lower in. And then inhale, lift your heart for cobra. Full round of breath right here, nice and open and strong. Good. Use your inhale to press you through table. And your exhale to draw you back to downward dog. Inhale, we're going to look to our thumbs. We're going to lower knees down to the mat. We're going to come back for that tabletop. We're going to take a little bit of flow or movement right here. So, we're going to take our right hand, scooch it just a little closer to center. On our inhale, we're going to reach left fingertips high to the sky. And then exhale, we're going to swing this left arm under your armpit. Continue like that on your breath. Inhale to reach. Exhale to swing. Go ahead and take 4 more. So we want to start to open up through ribs and armpits, through your neck. Think about twisting from your midline. And doing your best to stay stable and planted in your hips. Good. One more time, we're going to reach it up top. This time on our exhale, we're going to thread all the way through. Come to the outside edge of that left hand and left arm and bring left ear to the mat. Your right hand can stay right in front of your face or stretch long ahead of you, or let it reach up and out to your low spine. This is one of those poses that might take a little bit of finagling to find your way into. You might have to shift your weight forward or back, lengthen through your neck or your shoulders. We want to be able to sort of sink down into it to find that nice deep stretch across your neck. All the while letting that tailbone and letting our sits bones stretch tall to the ceiling. We're going to take one more round of breath right here. Bring your right hand back in front of your face. We're going to unwind the way we came, so left fingertips reach high. And exhale draws us back down to tabletop. Good. We're going to take our opposite side. So left hand scooches a little closer to center. Right fingertips stretch for the ceiling. And exhale, swing it through. Good. Inhale to reach. Exhale to rotate. We got 4 more. If you're feeling a little wobbly here, plant down through your shins and through your toenails. It's going to help us engage our belly button. Stay strong. Take one more round. And we'll inhale nice and tall. And exhale, thread all the way through. Drawing shoulder down to the mat, drawing ear to the mat. And left hand can stay at your face or stretch long or reach back for your back pocket. Again, wiggle or adjust, however is necessary here, whatever you need to do to find that space. Take one more round of breath. And draw yourself back to tabletop. And then back to our downward dog. Hips high. Again, we're going to flow through. Inhale pulls us forward, plank or push up. Hold for a round of breath. Now you can keep your knees lifted or drop them down, but we're going to tip forward. Hinge from your elbows as we lower down. And then inhale, press it up. Find that full cobra, or full expression. Shoulder blades hook down, back. Give a little bend in your elbows if it feels good. Press into your toenails and lift your chin. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, we're going to draw it back to a child's pose. So keeping knees together this time. Hips set to heels. Belly stretches long and forehead rests down. Relax your elbows and your shoulders. Relax the weight of your skull. And take 2 more rounds of breath. Good. On your inhale, draw back through table. Exhale, head back to down dog. We're going to bring our toes a little closer to center and take your right heel high to the sky for a 3-legged dog. Try to keep your hips square and press through the heel of your foot. Take a nice deep inhale. And then take these right toes all the way up between your thumbs. Let your back knee drop down for a low lunge. Check that this front knee is right on top of your ankle, and then as you're ready, rise up. So let your shoulder blades drop down, let your hips sink down. If you're feeling good and open through those shoulders, you can bring palms to touch. You can even lift your eye line to your thumbs. We're going to take a full round of breath right here. You got it. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lower your palms down to the mat. We're going to tuck our back toe, lift that knee, step it back to downward dog. Finding our opposite side, inhale is going to take left heel high. Stretch through that standing leg. Deep breath in. And exhale, draw those left toes up to your thumbs. Let your back knee release down to the mat as you lift arms up overhead. So you're responsible for this stretch here. If this is too much, use the strength in this front hamstring to lift you up and out just a little bit. If you want that nice deep stretch, let gravity and your body weight take over. Let yourself sink into it. Try not to exert effort through those shoulders. Drop them down. We always want that nice long swan neck. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your back toe, lift that knee. Step it back to downward dog. Toes coming to center. Inhale, stretches our right heel high. And exhale, draw those toes all the way up. This time we're going to keep back knee and heel lifted as we rise up for crescent lunge. So same rules apply. You can lift up through that front knee if you want a little less. If we really want to deepen this stretch and strengthen, drop your hips down to 90 degrees. Stretch hard through your back heel and engage all the way up to your hip. One more nice deep breath in. Exhale, bow down, step it back to down dog. Opposite side, inhale, stretches left leg high. Exhale, draws your toes through. Setting up for crescent again, we're going to stretch it up. So we try to keep both hips square to the front of the mat and both legs working equally as hard. We draw our rib cage back just a little bit so we can lift our belly button. And then if you want it, lift your eyes. One more deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold, step back to down dog. We're going to start to take those crescent lunges on our breath. So we're going to start to blow out some of that energy, blow off some of that steam. Inhale is going to take right heel high. Exhale, draws it through. Inhale, lifts us up for crescent. Exhale, bow down, step back to down dog. Inhale, left heel. Exhale, pulls that foot up. Inhale, lifts us, crescent lunge. Exhale to lower down, step it back. Again, inhale, right heel reaches. Exhale, draw it through. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower, step back. Left side, inhale to lift. Exhale, finding your way to that lunge. Inhale, lift your torso. Exhale, lower down, back to down dog. Once more, inhale right. Exhale, toes come up. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bow down, step it back. Last round, inhale left. Exhale, pull it through. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step it back, downward dog. Good, we're going to find a little twist in our down dog here. So planting through hands and feet, we're going to take our right hand, draw it to the outside of your left leg. So that can be at your knee, your calf, your ankle, whatever you can get to. Take one more round of breath. And come back through center. We'll take our opposite side, so left palm across to opposite leg. And again, draw it back. Inhale, we'll pull forward, plank or push up. Hold for a full round of breath, nice and strong. Lift your heart, stretch your heels. Good, on or off your knees, we'll tip forward, lower down. And inhale, press the mat away, finding that cobra pose. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lowers us down. Good. So we're going to reach our arms behind us, interlacing fingers. Stretch your knuckles out and away. Roll your shoulder blades down and press through your toenails. Chin stays slightly tucked. Give yourself a nice deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Release everything down. Take an ear to the mat. Breathe into that space right between your shoulder blades. Good. Again, interlace those fingers. Stretch your knuckles out and away as you lift your heart up. If you want it, knees and toes rise as well, finding our bound locust. Chin stays slightly tucked. Take a nice deep breath in and lower down. Draw your opposite ear to the mat. Take one more round of breath. Good. Last time, you can take either of those variations, interlacing fingers, lifting just your chest, maybe adding knees and toes. Or if you want to come for our full bow pose, bend your knees and reach for your ankles. Then kick your feet up and back so your chest lifts. So we notice we're sort of balancing on that space between ribs and hips. Nice little digestive massage right there. Help us cleanse or release those toxins just a little bit. If you want to go even further, give a hard flex in your foot. Kick back even harder. Take one more round of breath. Maybe drive your heels to the ceiling. And then lower everything down. Bring palms next to your belly button. Press the mat away for cobra pose. And exhale, move through our tabletop. Kick your feet to the side and come down to a seat. We're going to swing our legs around. Stretch your heels nice and long in front of you. We're going to take a forward fold right here, our staff pose. So make sure you're sitting up tall on your sits bones. Shoulders over hips, over tailbone. Knees and toes point high to the ceiling. We're going to inhale up and exhale to fold. Really let yourself sink down here, just like we did in child's pose. Think about drawing your heart forward and the crown of your head forward. And breathing all the way down the length of your spine. Take one more round of breath. Inhale's going to roll us up nice and easy. Good. From here, we're going to walk palms behind us, fingertips forward. Squeeze through elbows, squeeze through shoulder blades. Lift your heart, lift your ribs. Let your head and neck drop back. So we're really starting to open across your chest, across your front body, even through your throat, if that feels good. And then nice and easy, come back to center. We're going to find our boat pose for a quick round. So coming to those sits bones again, bend your knees so soles of the feet come on the floor. And then tip backwards so you find your tailbone, almost like a kickstand. We've got a nice long, straight, flat spine, shoulder blades down. You can start with hands behind your thighs as we lift shins to the ceiling. If we feel good and can keep that integrity in our back, let your fingertips stretch forward to your toes. There's a lot of power in this pose, a lot of strength. There's no shame in needing to give yourself a little support right here. Take one more round of breath. Good. Lower your toes back down to the mat. We're going to come all the way down to our spines. So rolling down, hug your knees into your chest. You can let yourself rock side to side here, or draw little circles on the ceiling with your knees. Do whatever it is that feels good, finding that little spinal massage. We're going to come into a round of twists and then our corpse pose. So we're going to bring shins parallel between ceiling and mat. Let both knees super glue together through knees and ankles, and then let them drop to the right. Try not to land in a plant if you're anything like me. Wiggle however you need to get shoulders down to the mat. And then your hands can rest on your body or they can stretch out wide. If it feels good, turn your head so you look over your left shoulder. And we're going to take about 8 rounds of breath right here. So think about breathing deep into your side ribs. And allowing that breath to help lengthen that stretch from hip to armpit. Relax through your bottom leg. Relax through your top hip, behind your knees. Give yourself 3 more rounds of breath, deep, deep into your lungs. And exhale, sink a little further. 2 more. Good. Use your inhale breath and all of that fire and strengthen your abdominals to draw your knees across. And let them come to your opposite side. You might need to wiggle or adjust to get your hips to stack and knees to stack. And then both shoulder blades down to the mat. Again, hands can rest wherever is comfortable, and if you like, you can turn so your right ear touches the mat or reaches for the mat. And usually, when we switch our positions, we have to remind ourselves to relax all of those muscles we just relaxed. Think about letting go through your ankles and shins, through your outer thighs and through your abdominals. Release your shoulder blades and your throat and jaw. And all the way across your forehead. We've got about 5 more rounds of breath, so sink in a little deeper. Let go just a little more. Use your inhale to draw you back to center. We're going to send fingers and toes to the ceiling. Give a nice strong flex to your feet. And then lift up through your shoulders and torso. See if you can touch your toes. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, lower everything down. Find your corpse pose. You might need to wiggle or adjust. Whatever you need to do to get hips and shoulders steady and flat on the mat. And let your feet fall wide and your palms face up. You can close your eyes down if it feels right. And we'll take a few rounds of breath right here, letting your body settle, letting your weight become heavy. Scan from your toes to your hips, releasing each and every muscle in your legs. And do the same for your arms. From fingertips to shoulders, all of those bones and joints just melting down. And then travel up your spine, moving from tailbone, through your low back and your ribs, across your neck. As you can imagine, each and every vertebrae releasing down, dissolving into the earth. Relax your throat and your jaw, and the skin around your eyes and ears. And all the way through your scalp. You're welcome to stay just like this for a few moments longer, if that's right for you today. Or you can begin to deepen your breath. And bring gentle wiggles to your fingers and your toes. Maybe draw your arms up overhead. Give yourself a nice full body stretch. And slowly roll to one side, finding the fetal position. Maybe using an arm or blanket as a pillow. And then as you're ready, on your own time, find your way to a nice, easy seat. And give yourself a couple shoulder rolls. Maybe a few neck rolls. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Stretch it through. And then exhale, draw your hands to your heart. If you like, you can bow your head. Say a gentle thank you to yourself, to your practice, to everyone else who is watching this video and practicing with you. Take a nice deep inhale and say namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you're feeling really good, ready to tackle your day, or ready to head to bed perhaps. I know it might not feel like it right now with the time change, but as our daylight and daytime begins to grow, so will our energy. We'll start to be able to sweep away some of those cobwebs from the winter, invite a little more space and a little more cleansing and clearing into our bodies and minds. Thank you all so much again. I cannot wait to practice with you again soon. Namaste.